Today, we're diving into something that's way more than just another clean energy project. It's a seriously radical plan to rewire, well, pretty much everything, our planet's energy and its entire financial system. This is the Tabbre Project.
So let's just jump right in with a massive question. What if a single project could solve the climate crisis, put an end to energy scarcity, and wipe out global poverty, all at the same time? I know, it sounds like something straight out of science fiction, but that is the core vision of the whole thing we're breaking down today.
To really get what they're proposing, we first have to wrap our heads around the problem. And right now, we're in a global energy crisis. It's this constant tug-of-war between power that's cheap, power that's reliable, and power that's clean.
And that leaves us in a really tough spot, right? I mean, solar and wind are great, but they've got an Achilles heel, intermittency. The sun goes down, the wind stops blowing. And to fix that, you need these massive, incredibly expensive energy storage systems. So what happens? We stay hooked on fossil fuels, which, as we all know, is driving a climate catastrophe, all while billions of people are trapped in what's called energy poverty, without the basic power they need to build a better life.
So the Tabbre Project proposes a solution that doesn't look to our crowded land for an answer. Nope. It looks to the vast open ocean, the single largest and most underused resource on the entire planet.
The vision is honestly kind of staggering. We're talking about massive fleets of automated, floating solar farms. But these aren't just sitting off the coast. They're way out in the deep ocean, creating what the project actually calls solar empires.
And where they put them is absolutely key. These farms would be placed in oceanic gyres. Now, if you haven't heard of those, they're basically the deserts of the sea. They're these vast, remote areas in international waters with very little marine life. So the potential environmental impact is designed to be incredibly low.
And the goal here isn't just to match fossil fuels, it's to flat out beat them. The project's whole aim is to make clean fuel that is fundamentally cheaper and more plentiful, using the power of the market to drive the green transition forward.
Okay, so how does this all actually work? I mean, how do you turn sunlight in the middle of the ocean into fuel that you can put in a car or a power plant? Well, the technology is a really fascinating multi-step process. So the basic building block of the whole system is this floating raft. But don't picture a normal, rigid solar panel. This is an inflatable structure that uses these advanced flexible solar cells. And get this, it's designed to sit just below the water's surface, which gives it constant natural cooling and cleaning. Pretty smart. The process is a pretty simple three-step conversion. First, the solar cells make electricity. Second, a small machine right on the raft uses that electricity to split desalinated water into hydrogen gas. And third, that hydrogen is collected and later converted into transportable liquid fuels, like methane or ammonia. This totally solves the intermittency problem by turning sunlight into a fuel you can actually store. Now, this is where the design gets really elegant. You have to store all that hydrogen somewhere, right? Well, the raft is the tank. The gas just gets pumped right into the inflatable rim, so that one part of the design stores the fuel and provides the buoyancy to keep it floating. It's a brilliant way to get rid of heavy, expensive, separate tanks.
And this whole operation is designed to be run by robots. You'd have autonomous harvester ships just navigating these huge solar farms, collecting the hydrogen from the rafts, doing maintenance, and then transferring all that fuel to giant floating factory platforms for processing and shipping.
So an idea this big needs a revolutionary way to pay for it. And the Tabbre Project isn't powered by traditional finance. It's powered by a purpose-built blockchain economy with two different digital tokens.
So meet TABB and BRI. These are the two cryptocurrencies that run the whole show, and they live on the project's own blockchain, called the TABB chain. Each one has a very different but very important job to do. The easiest way to get it is to think stock versus cash. TAB is the stock. It has a fixed supply, it's designed to be a valuable investment, and it gives you voting rights. Then you have BRI. That's the cash. It's a stablecoin tied to the price of energy, and it's what's used for all the day-to-day buying and selling.
They're only ever making 1 billion TABB tokens, and every single one is accounted for. But notice that a full 50% is held in a reserve by the foundation. That massive reserve is basically the collateral they'll use to fund the actual build-out of all those solar farms.
But this financial engine isn't just for funding. The ultimate vision is to create a totally new kind of global currency, one that's backed not by a government, but by the one thing every human needs: energy.
This flywheel diagram shows how the whole economic engine works. It starts with the solar farms producing energy. That energy is sold for the stablecoin, BRE. The money flows back into the system, and here's the key part. The profits are split. Part of the profit is used to reward investors that buy back and burn TABB tokens, which makes the remaining ones more valuable. And the other part funds something truly ambitious, a global universal basic income.
Yep, you heard that right. A global universal basic income, or GUBI. It's a core part of the mission. The logic is that since the solar farms are in international waters, which is a global commons belonging to everyone, a large chunk of the profits should be distributed directly to people all over the world, paid in B, to fight poverty.
And the scale of this ambition is just staggering. According to the project's own projections, if Tabbre actually captures half of the global energy market by the year 2050, the network value of the TABB token could hit $120 trillion. That would represent a significant fraction of all financial assets on the planet. So what we have here is a truly audacious vision. It's one that tries to weave together advanced technology, decentralized finance, and social justice, all into a single, massive plan to reshape our world. Which of course leaves us with one final, provocative question. Is the Tabbre Project a realistic blueprint for a sustainable and equitable world? Or is it a beautiful techno-utopian dream that's just too ambitious to ever actually be realized?